Welcome to Table for One. I'm the narrator, and in today's video, I'll be unboxing this, which I think is pretty clearly Endeavor Deep Sea. Let's get rolling. Alright, so I am ready to unbox this shipping box, which contains Endeavor Deep Sea. This was the first game that I ever backed that was not already funded. I had backed some other games before, but they'd kind of been funded, and I got in on like the late pledge or the pledge manager or whatever that is. But this is the first one I ever got in on from the beginning, and that was in May, I believe, of 2023, and it is now September of 2024, and I'm super excited to open this one up, so I'm just going to get going. I remember being really hyped for this game. It seemed awesome. I have not played anything in the Endeavor series. I know there's previous games in the series, but this is, standalone, and just the theme seems really cool. This is a game that is friendly for competitive or co-op, and it supports solo play. So it's definitely going to be on this channel again. Ooh, and yes, it is the Deluxe edition. And right off the bat, I noticed that this is wrapped in brown paper, which is cool. Okay, clear it off the table. So let's take a look at this. I'm pretty pleased with this. So it's just wrapped in paper. So there's no single-use plastic here, which is pretty cool. And everything seems fine. It's in good condition. So that's nice that they were able to print on it as well. There's no tape or anything as far as I can tell. There's no sticker holding it shut. Oh, there's like a strip of glue in there. That seems to have worked very well. There we go. That's really nice looking. Maybe a slightly larger box than I'd imagined, but not by much. So let's get this cover off and see what is inside. Okay. So punch tokens. It's been a long time since I've researched this. So I'll probably get a lot of the terms wrong, but here's the team leaders. These are the different, crew members. I forget if I think these are dive tokens. Here's the first player marker. Oh, you assemble it into a little stand, okay. So that's all standard stuff. We've got our booklet. So the rule book, I guess we'll flip through that. This looked like a pretty thinky game with a lot of options and cool choices, but not terribly complicated. All right, so including the back, it's 16 pages. And then we've got some special rule clarifications. It's kind of an FAQ. This doesn't open. It's just a front and a back. Scenario clarifications. Advertisement. Okay. And this I was really interested in. So all the trays in here are made of bagasse, which is, I don't remember, I think it's made from sugar cane. It's got a little bit of some sort of scent to it that I'm sure will fade. It's not necessarily bad, but there's a smell just opening it up. So this tray here holds the various crew members that you can bring onto your crew, and it's really well made. I can see it's got these card bumps, so when you put the cards on top of it, you can just easily tap it and get the card out. This looks like it's excellent quality. I guess this is just a cover for it. Oh, the covers, I get it. That's really cool. So you can store everything in here as well, and the cover prevents it all from getting dumped. All right, first impressions on this material. I mean, I know it's bagasse, but it feels on the finished surface like there's a top and bottom. The top feels sort of plasticky, but the back surface, the bottom, is like textured, and that feels more like a takeout carton. But I feel like that's going to hold up just fine under normal circumstances without bashing it around. Okay, so here's our scenario missions, mission maps. So they're double-sided. So 1 and 2, and then presumably 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8, 9 and 10. I think a few of these were stretch goals. It seems to be 10 missions. Here are some little booklets for some of the mini expansions that were included in this. So the Robotic Wanderer, the Orca Reintroduction, and the Underwave Academy. Looking forward to those too. So some additional punch board here for the 5th player. The 5th player came with the Deluxe Edition. So that's this aqua colored one. And these look to be the mini expansions. So this is the Robotic Explorer and the Orca Reintroduction, and then the Undersea Academy. And I really like the artwork in this game as well. So let's see how this is all in here. So these are the player mats, and if you get the retail version, they'll be flat. This is the deluxe version, so they're multi-layered. So you've got these tracks that you advance on, and you can move your little cubes up the tracks. There's a track here. There's a little space for your little tokens. I don't remember what they're called, but that's where you store them. They're like action tokens or something. Okay, and so these tiles, it looks like they were just wrapped in like a paper band. So again, I haven't seen any plastic yet, which is pretty cool. So these are all the different, or this is a stack of different ocean zones. And it tells you the depth, 3, 4, and 5, which you can kind of get a sense for from the color palette too. Some of these are deeper than others. So these were here. Then let's grab some more of these. Again, just wrapped in a paper band. I'm sure there's a light adhesive on it, but that comes right off. No plastic, that's great. So these are zones 1 through, some really, I don't know, mostly 1s and 2s. No, I have no idea. They're all mixed. I don't know. Yeah, the artwork is unique on each one. I think they look super cool. I'm really excited about this. It's meeting all of the expectations that I had for it. You know, not having played it yet anyway. That's my initial impression. All right, I guess we'll take these out. We'll take these out. So these look like research journals to me. I believe that's one of the main mechanics of the game is you're trying to publish research. That's kind of what these look like. And they have some sort of cost and some sort of benefit, and I'm sure requirements. So it looks like they kind of fell out. Here's the rest of the band. So the band didn't quite hold them together, but nothing's damaged. And the cards all feel good quality. So I don't, and I'm not an expert in this sort of thing, but I don't, I guess I don't know a lot about the manufacture of board game cards. Like I know you can use different types of papers and different types of finishes and different types of cores. I have no idea what these consist of, but they feel good for what that's worth. So hopefully they had an eye on the environmental impact of the cards as much on the cards as they did anything else, because these feel great. So here's some punch outs for that Undersea Academy, or Underwave Academy, the fronts and backs. There's a couple bags of, three bags of tokens. So let's look at these. Oh, and there's another bag over there. Let's make some room. All right, this one appears to be the vessels. And again, this is the deluxe edition. So each, oh cool, each player's vessels are going to look a little bit different. Yellow, white, purple, red, and fifth player is teal. If you get the retail box, you won't have the teal. So one thing that I did not expect is that these are actually, I knew they're screen printed, but they're screen printed on both sides. I thought it might just be single-sided. It's a small thing, but that's really nice. So, and they all stand up as well if you want them to be standing. They're not printed on the top, but if you want them to stand up, it works that way too. These look great. Happy with those. And the bags, definitely, they're not the normal, or normal's maybe not the right word, but they're not the typical clear plastic bags. So I wonder what material these are made out of. It might still be plastic. Maybe it's a more biodegradable type plastic. I don't know. But they seem, let me try and latch it too and close it up. It seems better than some of the other more eco-friendly bags that I've experienced before. So we'll see how well they hold up. Time will tell. So this bag, these are, again, for the deluxe edition, these are upgraded track markers for your tracks. So these are screen printed on just one side. So I guess the side that faces you, but they have icons on them in slightly different shapes to match the track that they go on and indicate what it is that they're doing. So it's just a little bit nicer than a regular cube. There's not a ton of stick. They could be knocked over, fairly easily. They're a little bit top heavy, and there's not a lot of there's no ridges on the bottom of this track. It's just little teeth. Let's see if I can. This works sometimes. Let's see if I can hold it up. There we go. So there's little ridges that on the tops and bottoms of the tracks that kind of keep the cubes in place, but the vertical lines that you're seeing, those are not raised at all. That's just artwork, so it doesn't hold the cubes in that way. It's not the end of the world. I think it'll function just fine. Oh, and there's a little DNA one too to go down here on this bottom track. Okay, well these are nice. Nope, those are ships. These go in here. Yeah, from what I can tell so far, I think I'll store things in these bags. I don't think I'll get rid of them or replace them. Although I might prefer to switch it up so that they're separated by player color. So these are impact markers. And again, these are screened. Some of them are stuck together, it looks like, and I've heard about this, but you can pry them apart pretty easily. These are, again, like the track markers, only screened on one side. So that's why I thought the vessels might be the same way, but so yeah, it seems like these three are stuck together. Let's see. Yeah, they're stuck pretty good. There's a little red residue on that yellow one now, but it's fine. I'm not too worried about it. So let's put these away, but these go on the scenario. All right, I'll grab one. So here, these go on these different spots, and you get some bonuses, and you're trying to track your progress towards the end goal of whatever mission you're playing by placing these. So that's how that works, or what the purpose of these is. And then this last bag here, these are your action tokens. I'm sure they have a different name. Yeah, some of these are kind of stuck too, so I'll have to go through and make sure they're separated. But each one is screen printed with the logo for the player that you're playing as. So I don't know if you can quite see, but these logos are different for each player. Here, that one pops a little bit more. It's kind of hard to see the purple one. So those logos match on your tokens down here, which is nice. And again, these are single-sided. So it's just the vessels that are double-sided, which is, I don't know, maybe the most important one. It'd be nice if they're all double-sided, but I don't know what that would cost. They look great, though. I'm happy with those. So we also have a score pad, which I'm not going to touch. And then one of these boxes for each player. So red and purple here, aqua, orange, and white here. And let's just open one of these up, and it tells you what should be in there. Oh, that's fantastic. So I just said I was going to separate these by player color maybe, but they can be held in here. So these are empty. I thought these might already have stuff in them. So it tells you right there on the top what to put inside. So 30 of these tokens, 20 of these, I think, impact markers, your 3 vessels, your team leader, and then 1 of each of these track markers. That's great. And then, yeah, some artwork on the back of each one. It has the name of each team, so you're not just a color, but you've got a name. So this one's the Reef Rangers. What else we've got? Clean Water. Sand Sharks. Octopus Inc. And if you've got the 5th player, the Argonauts. All right, so I'll have to assemble these. Again, so this is that big ass. I think this will do just fine. It's almost got like a little bit of a sheen to it, or a slickness on this top side, which I think will really help for, getting the tokens out as you're setting up and playing. So I think these are going to be great. I'm really excited. And this is all that same material. This, it does not appear that different to me than like a injection molded plastic. So I hope to see more of this material in future games. What is this? Ooh, this is bonus stuff. These are the Robotic Explorer for that expansion. And then here's the little orcas. These are double-sided. The robot's double-sided. How many of these orcas are there? Again, I think these mini expansions just come with the deluxe edition. I'm not 100% certain. I could be wrong about that. I don't know. They might come with everyone's like pledge. If you pledge this on crowdfunding, I don't know if they're going to be in retail. 4 little green cubes. Like if people buy this just in retail later, I don't know if these mini expansions come with it or if they've got to be purchased separately. But those are pretty neat. What else do we have? Just a couple things. So for the deluxe version, the 1st player token is you've also got this wooden piece. So we have the cardboard punch out here, but here's a wooden one. Again, printed on both sides. It's nice and thick. That'll stand up on its own. And what are these cards? Setbacks and bonus goals. I don't remember this mechanic from, like a year and a half ago or whatever it was when I pledged it. But okay, that's what's there. Cool. So I'm going to go ahead and sort this stuff out, and then I'll put it back in the box and give you some final thoughts. So stick around. Here we go. All right, so let me go over what's in here and how I packed it all up. So let's unpack the whole thing. This was not terribly difficult to put away, but I'll still show you what I did. I'll try and point out any tips if I think I've got any. So we'll get all these zones back out. Player trays. Okay. So this is the base layer. I punched out all of the, what are these tokens called? I forget. Dive tokens. All the dive tokens, they just kind of sit in the trays, or in the bottom of the tray like this. This may be my least favorite part. I think I'd rather bag them up. I feel like they're going to be all over the place, but that's where those go. And then here are the bonus goals and setback cards, which are for co-op, and I think solo as well. And then here's the 1st player token, the score sheet, and then these are the journal cards. This is most of them. And then these are the anchor journal cards. They've got an anchor on the back. They're slightly different color. I think there's only 8 of these. So these go on the other side here. So then you can take some player trays and start to cover up some of these back sections. Then I've got all of the 4 and 5 depth cards. I put them on this side. However many that is. I want to say it's 13. Just for roughly even spacing. So then I grabbed all of the 3s, and then however many 2s I needed to make 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And keep in mind I've got an extra 1, an extra 2, and an extra 3 from the mini expansions if you don't have those. And then the rest of the 2s and the 1s went here. You can do it however you want, but I had pile of 13, 13, and 14. If you don't have any of the mini expansions, I suppose it would be 12 and 13. In this bag, I kept one of these bags for the mini expansions. So this is the Robotic Wanderer with the cubes. It's so 4 cubes. Let's do this like this. 4 cubes plus the Robotic Wanderer. So those go in the bag. And then there are 5 of the little wooden orca pieces. If I don't drop these cubes everywhere. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I know the black orca wooden pieces don't really pop on this black tablecloth, but they look really good. And then these 5 double-sided tokens, which are for the Undersea Academy mini expansion. So I put all those together, and those actually can sit right here on this surface zone. There's also this cardboard punch-out piece here, and it's labeled the sky above. It's got directions on the back, but this is just for if you play with 5 players, then you need this, and it tells you how to use it. So I'm just going to put it down here to hold some of those pieces in place a little better. You can do another layer of these player trays here. And then next we've got the individual player mats. Those go in this space here. Then the scenarios, there are, again, 5 of these, double-sided. I don't know what these are. These are kind of like cardstock. These go on the left side here. You can see there's a little notch right there to catch the corner like that. Then if you have the 5th player tray, it's going to go here on top, and let me show you what these are like in here. So you can probably make them sit a little bit nicer than I did if you feel like lining them all up and organizing them. I don't want to do that, but here's the impact tokens. Here's these discs, which are actually just called discs. They didn't have a special name. Your team leader, and then your track markers and your 3 vessels. So those all go in here. And the sleeve covers them up so they don't go sliding around. I did have 1 extra impact marker for each player and 1 extra disc for each player. So I'll just put these in a bag, set them aside in case I lose one, but I ended up with exactly 1 extra of each. So those will go in my miscellaneous box of board game parts that I hope I never need. I will say a lot of those are really sticking together. They came apart okay. I was fine with it. If you're really obsessive with some of that stuff, you might find a little bit of paint rubs off from one to the other. I'm sure you could touch it up if you wanted to. But a lot of them did stick, but as far as I'm concerned, they came out okay. And then all of these people that you can recruit to your team, they've got little markers in the top right corner of, from 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, skill level, I guess. And you'll see the same icons beneath them in the tray that are printed in there. So the top side is like a bluish, and the back side is like an orangish, and the back side does not have these indicators of 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. So put them indicator side up. That's like the non-promoted side. And all of the 1s, you've got quantity 5. The 2s, there are 4 of each. The 3s, there are 3 of each. The 4s, there are 4 of each. And then the 5s are actually 1 of each, but there are 15 unique ones. So you can fit 3 in a tray there. So that's how these all work. There we go. And then this just goes on top. This is the wooden standee, or cardboard standee if you don't have the wooden one from the retail edition. I think this is just going to get recycled, but that's okay. And then it did come with a guide on how to pack this up, but like I said, I didn't really find that to be that complicated. I don't think I really need the guide, so that'll get recycled. And then the rule book here, I included in the front of it these clarifications, this sort of FAQ stuff, and then the 3 little descriptors for the mini expansions. So I just tossed those in there. That sits on top. And let's box it back up. Now I do see, by the way, if you have the 5-player version, there's like a slight amount of lid lift. Not very much. I noticed it when I opened the box, but I kind of wanted to take everything apart because they're cardboard too. Okay, so actually, let me retract that. There's no lid lift now. It's just that the lid is a little bit bigger, I think, to accommodate that the fact that when this is not closed, this is sticking up. Boy. Just a little bit. Let's just be aware of that. Now I'll put this back on, but once I put the lid on, it does go all the way to the bottom. There's no lid lift, so that looks pretty great. So that was the unboxing of Endeavor Deep Sea. Again, I have never played one of these Endeavor games. I am really excited for it. This is one of my most anticipated games of this year. And so you can definitely expect to see it on this channel. I'll be doing some solo playthroughs. I've got to remember or relearn how to play it now that I've got it in my possession. And I've got a lot of games to go through right now. Everything seems to be delivering at once, but this will definitely be on the channel. So if you'd like to see that, make sure you subscribe, and you can leave some comments here as well to let me know exactly what it is you'd like to see. But other than that, this is officially unboxed. So that's what I've got for right now on Table for One. I hope you had a good time, and I will see you in the next video.